I will start with the theme of this great place, with love. This is barnstorm love. And barnstorm love comes from the heart, and it goes to the heart. Thank you, my friends. Thank you very much. And how are you today? I love you.
Love you too.
One great thing about love is that, and you see love in action. That love is love in action, and this whole place is action. When I arrived just in time to see the bells and the ringing and the buses and the people and everybody coming out from all different places and with joy and hands and the music, and I wish I had the rhythm. I could go with the music. I can capture it though, but and I said, that's love in action. And I saw the teams walking up, and even the sun smiled on your face on today, aren't you? You were walking up, and I said, you know what they're doing? They're walking to in the light, going to the light, into a barn to have an affair with life, light, and love. You're here because you're special. Let's get. Okay, I'm going to show some photographs. Let's just get some basic things out of the way. Okay, basic. Okay, let's do the basics. You're here because you're special. You're here because you're chosen. Many thousand, 1,000 more apply. You're here. You're here. That's a gift. That's a gift. You're special. And with that comes a tremendous opportunity, privilege, and responsibility, and all that good stuff. But you're that, like that light. You're going to change the darkness. You're going to all over the world, wherever you are. It's like a little church in the South, and it says it had two signs. The church wasn't even this big, but it had a sign when you're going in, you could see, and one of them you could only see when you're. Can I? I don't know if I can hear myself or what. Anyway, you can see two signs. And when you're going in there, it says, now, this is the place where everybody's somebody. There's a somebodyness in each of you. Somebodyness. You're somebody. Okay. I'm just getting the basics. We want to take a little flight down. And the sign going out, it says, now, y'all don't leave here like you came. And so what is Barnstorm? To me, it's like the Space Hubble telescope. You know, the Space Hubble telescope, the Hubble, I love that. And I think it was launched in 90 or 91. I'm not really sure. 90 or 91. But it had a lifespan, I think, to 2009. And it was this great eye serving humanity, every person on the earth. And this Hubble, the eye in the sky was serving. But, you know, time, worn, technology and things. And one of the last space missions was to go and snatch the Hubble out of orbit into the cargo bay of the shuttle. And for 5 days, that's a long time in space, the astronauts worked on it, did our job to it, renewed it, restored it, regenerated, replenished, and all that kind of, Technology is not yet. Fixed it up, give it a new GPS. And then they launched it back into orbit to serve. Barnstorm is your cargo bay. It's not here to teach you how to take photographs, but to, as old folks would say, churn the fire. The fire's there. Sometimes you need a little churning. It's to flick the lights, and so that you reconnect with yourself and your love and your dreams and your passion, and realize that you are light. You are a splendid light, and then with that comes so much responsibility and opportunity and privilege, and together we all can illuminate the world. Sorry about that, but I know I'm supposed to take some pictures, but I have to be obedient to the teleprompter of the heart. So I want you to know that, okay? Let me get some images in. I have to go back to this love thing again because it's not I love to love. I love to love. I love life. I love creation. I love God, the Creator. I love butterflies. Anybody like butterflies? And giraffes. You like that? And raindrops and rainbows. You know, and just think that's the photographer, the journalist, the visual. No, you're here now as a team right now. And in a matter of hours, 24, 48, 72, I was not good at math. You're going to leave here as a family and forever be part, a bonding of this thing. But I love, this love is going to be some of the wind for your wings. But what I love most, people. I love people most. I love seniors, and I love children. But you know what excites me? What excites me is that every day of my life, I can use this, my third eye, the extension of my heart. This is my baby. This is my Nikon. And I can capture life from birth to death and all things in between. The heartbeat of humanity. And you know what? I get to share them to generations now and generations that are not yet. And so that's what we get to do. We're part of that heartbeat. And that heartbeat is all intertwined with love and light and flight. And they can do it every day. Everybody in the world understands what we do. And so we're the conduit, that's the word that connects, right? We're the visual conduits of humanity. Show pictures to John White. Okay. You're visual servants. And Barnstorm is going to stir the soup, your creative intellect. It's going to make that rookie spirit alive again and then have it more of a pro's eye. I just want, if you see one image, I want you to know who you are. And where you are is important. And one moment, 1,001 instant of a second is a timeless visual treasure that's beyond time. And, okay, I'm going to show some pictures. And can I just say this real quick, please? Sorry. Dreams come true when you keep them alive. Dreams come true when you put wings and feet to your dreams. A barn. You saw the dream. And we are living in the dream. And it's very difficult standing where those have stood to pave the way that we can fly. Eddie and Gordon, they stood here. So we have to keep that light aflame because that can never be contained. And so I'm here, and you're here, and someday I will have flown with them, and you will be flying, and some others will come, but we'll keep the dreams alive. This is a baptism image that was part of the springboard to my career. I love people. I love eyes. It says eyes are the mirror of the soul. Faces. Everybody you see, there's a oneness about humanity, not sameness. We all need air. I know I need a hug. Everybody needs encouragement. And when you're photographing, don't get so caught up in the subject that you don't look at the things around you. Puppy love. And you have to practice your skill. You have to practice your skills. Get out. I get out and do the sunrise and birds and things like that, and timing but practice because you have to be your best and give the best for the best and others the best. And you touch me. You captured my heart. I'm going to go, when I go home, well, where's my home? When I go back to Chicago, I'm going to call my folks and say, there's a new addition to our family. I just adopted another little new sister. Thank you for you. And, this is, I like pictures just because, just because I like them. That's enough for me. No headlines, but I'm out in the morning sunrise, and there's always things out. And, okay, all right. So, you get out sometime and you're trying to, have quiet time, meditate, How can you meditate with somebody getting down like this? Well, I'm a photographer. I took pictures, and it's like, okay. I was like, oh, this must have been honeymoon morning because they were really having a blast, They're getting down, you know what I mean? Yeah. I said, So finally they came out the water, and I said, okay. So, sometimes, I play the reporter things, a little reporter's notebook and pen, and I said, look, I'm with the newspaper, and I love these pictures, and I want to get, the usual, they get to get your name. She said, knock yourself out. I'm going to the car, get a towel with my hair. I'll be right back. She went off to the car. I asked the guy, I said, what's your name? He told me, and I said, and what is your friend's name? He said, I don't know. So when she came back, I said, let me get you spell your last name correct. And I said, first name? He said, yeah, that's right. And he looked at me, he says, thank you. I said, I got your back. People are the same everywhere. This is in Cambodia. This was taken January the 9th, 1969 in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I saw this gentleman, and before now I wanted to take his picture, so I got out and I started taking pictures. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm taking pictures. Why are you taking pictures? Why are you taking my picture? Because I'm a photographer. Son, I'm a beggar, but I'm out here in the air. You're a photographer, you say. You can't go through life taking pictures just because you're a photographer. Learn to take pictures for meaning and purpose and heart. And if you do, perhaps someday your pictures may be of value. Everybody has a song. Everybody has a story. There's a somebodyness in every human being you see. And we're the ones that honor that and recognize that. 103rd birthday celebration. Weather, you do the weather all the time, the bread and butter, I like that, 90 degrees for 10 days. What do? Do techniques, silhouettes. Morning after fire. I learned after this to do weather pictures like this with a longer lens. Springboard to a dream. Life gives you these opportunities, and that's your responsibility to capture them. That's your responsibility, and it helps people. That's the result. They got a coach, and there's a story in everything. Okay, how do I say this, John? Everything's a picture. Does that make sense? And then picture and everything. I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a picture in everything, and everything's a picture. I translate that a little later. Oh, anyways, $50 million fire destroyed, melted fire trucks and all that kind of stuff. And here's a cat. This window blew out, and the flames start chasing the cat. And they named it Fireball. And the story here is the horse falls off the race, the jockey falls off the horse, and the horse completes the race. You cannot publish an excuse. You have to be doers, doers, doers. Look at an ant. Have you ever seen an ant working in the snow? You know, we have all these creatures, teachers among us, and natures and things like that. And that's another thing. You don't have to do anything. Yes, you do. You have to take time to read the textbook of nature, like rest. You know, things change, fall, you know. So don't get so caught up in what you're doing. People get so serious about what they're doing. Like, you know, the world's bigger than you, not better. The world's bigger than your family, not better. It's not all about you. You'll be all gone 100 years from now. But what you do will continue forever and fruitful. So let's use this precious awareness of what we have. But anyway, try to use your gifts, your intellect, creative intellect. You know, do it. Be a doer. Get out there and do it. Do it. You know, there's always these moments. It's always there. They're always there. And I've cried more than anybody in this room with the things I've seen. People said war and things like that. I'm from Chicago. Chicago's a great place. But I've seen pain and death, fire because of a barbecue pit spill, and destroyed a building. This man lost his entire family, including a month-old baby. And you're there. You know, people talk about first responders, police and fire. The journalist is the first responder. And I've been blessed in many ways. I think I'm the most blessed photographer on the earth. Well, I know that I am. But one of the things was being awarded the Pulitzer Prize, you know. And I think one of the most nervous things I've ever had in my life was to know that, okay, I'm going to be here sharing my work with all these Pulitzer Prize winners that I love and admire. And it's like, oh my God, you know, feel like a child when to crawl under the table, you know? But anyway, this is one of the gifts to me, and these are just a few glimpses from the Pulitzer. But the thing I love most about it was like ordinary, everyday stories. Everybody was involved. I feel like the player who crossed the goal line with the ball, and everybody went like ha 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 and things like that. But I was a part of a group, part of a team, and everybody benefited from it. So this is one from a dance academy. Cabrini Green changed because of the work. This is a playground, 6 stories up. People had to pay to ride the elevator to go to church, but because of the story, things changed. And then 6 months later, people could run and free. The children were free. And it's because you said the power of the camera, the power of an image. But you got to be there. You got to do it. Again, it's not for you. And there's a Lakefront Baptism in Chicago, which is a part of that. So it's telling their song. A Deep Tunnel Project, and then there's so many. There's more stuff you can do in a couple of lifetimes. But the school had a track team, great winning track team, but they didn't have a track to do it because they were in the city. But they had their meetings, their championships, whatever you call it, in the hallway. And whoever gets to the door first is the teams win. Our former governor. Nobody can get past this camera. I'm fast than lightning. That's why they call me Black Lightning, so quick. That's fast. You see what I did? That's how fast I am, you didn't see it. And this is there's no substitute for practicing, but this is one image and 1 minute. And you're walking, you have to think on your feet, but it was a gas explosion, and I was photographing some officer who was just taking a senior to safety, and I'm walking, and the ground started shaking. I hear this explosion, and I started this way, and this is that frame. My second frame, when I really started focusing, was the gentleman who has to be a police officer grabbing the dear senior there. But what I'm saying is that you have to make sure that you're ready for the moments that life gives you. And so take time to sharpen your axe. Polish your wings. Reboot. Okay, she was praying. Somebody was shot. And I said, what are you praying for? Because the cops chased it out. The body was right there, and the mother couldn't even get that close to it. And I'm praying for the victim, I'm praying for the shooter, I'm praying for this, I'm praying for the cops, and I'm praying that I'll be out of Chicago in 1 month.
He was the champ.
This is my friend, too. Rosa Parks, the day that Dr. King died was the day I was scheduled to photograph him in Charlotte, North Carolina. And his schedule was changed at the last minute and went to Memphis. This is my gym partner, my friend, who he and his first lady called me their favorite photographer. The last couple of weeks, the museum opened in Washington, and I spent a lot of time there, and I donated some images there. But it was like going back to my house, and somebody had been in there and just organized it and put everything in place, and that's what it was like being in a museum. And this is some images they have in there from a program for the Doc America in the 70s. And this is all history now because these projects are down there. More people live in these projects than, they call it the second city in Illinois. But anyway, that's a whole different story. The poor people's march to Washington following Dr. King's death. You know, being in the museum is like, I witnessed that part of life. I mean, it's not something somebody told me about, I read in books, I saw. And so I hear the echoes of these songs and things. And this is from a book on the Black church. I'm sorry.
John.
This is where I grew up. I learned so much about life. I came home from school one day, crying. I don't supposed to cry. Man, I'm an eagle, I don't cry. And my father asked what's wrong. I told him that my teacher made me stand in class. He said, look at John. John is going to grow up and work on the garbage truck because I was slow in math. And he said to us, my sisters, my brothers. I'm not going to tell you what to be in life. I won't do that. I will never tell you what to be. But I tell you better be the best, pursue the best, look for the best, and give the best. And Johnny, if you work in a garbage truck, fine, but you better drive the truck. And part of the DNA is good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good is better and your better, best. And anything less than your best, you're robbing humanity of your being. Another thing he said, a lot of things, and I want you to remember this because I was watching people, and I've been observing. And he says, sometimes you see people in life, they're like lightning bugs. What do you mean, like people lightning bugs? You grab the lightning bug. What is it doing? It's making light, but it's in my hand. Put it in this jacket. What is it doing? It's making light, but it's in my hand. He said, okay, the lightning bug cannot contain its light, nor does it allow anything, anybody. And so that's what you must do, not let anybody contain your light. There's only one you, and you make a difference. This is a copy of the letter I wrote to get my first camera. I love Nikon. Nikon, I love you, okay? However, I've used one camera that's better than a Nikon. And here it is, my first bazooka, 50 cents and 10 bubblegum wrappers camera. And this is the baby that was the springboard to my journey. And you'll never see it again because I'll never take it out again. And some of it says bazooka and that's my initial, but the other, I can't read because it's faded, you know. I would take a picture, but I'm out of film. But I still use the camera the hard. And this is a photograph taken with this camera. Isn't that amazing? See, technology changed. And Walter was saying about technology, it's great. But the math of the heart does not. And so we have to do from the heart. That's from the heart reaches the heart. Everybody has a heart. That's my father, trying to be a supervisor. Okay. Hey, dude, what's your name?
Edwin.
I'm sorry?
Edwin.
Where am I on this picture? Tonight, man. You know anything about deadline? Come on, you're going to miss the deadline. Left? No, that's not me. No, that's not me.
You're taking the picture.
I wish. This is me. It's my first picture, and I still have the lots when I was 2 years old when I got my haircut. But that's me. And I thought it was so cool because I thought it was like we had a nice house, but that was one of the church members' house. My father's a minister. Keep in flight. Flight, light, spirit. Sometime in Chicago, I'm walking and I hear a voice out of the clouds said, "John White, these clouds are for you." Okay. This is the old photograph that's on my wall, and it's like the technical and all that kind of stuff, but forget that, it's like content, and it means a lot to me. But it represents life to me because, okay, everybody you see in life, every human being you see in life, one of three things. In a storm, coming out of a storm, about to go through a storm. Here's a fact, storm passes. I was in a taxi this morning, and I was like, oh my God, what if I miss it? Traffic, things like that. And I said something to the driver. He says, oh, we're still 35 minutes away. And I'm saying, if we can get that 30. He said, this is just a little junction. You have to go through to get through. Don't let anything keep your wings and break your... You can, my friends, you can fly with broken wings. You can. And you're my friends. My father said, make a friend a day. And let me tell you something else. When you're in your journey in the world, and I don't have the time, but I'll give you this whole vocabulary of common sense. I'll give you one word of it. Okay. Hi. And so there's always clouds. That's a fact. But always the sun shines above the clouds, and that's where we have to fly. I want to give you a gift. Someday, maybe somebody will say, hey, dinosaur, you've been doing this for 200 years. We'll help you do a book. But until that happens, I want to give you a gift of 3 words. They're F words. JHWF words. Faith, focus, and flight. Be faithful. Be faithful. Stay focused. Precision focus. Be ambassadors of love. Remember others. OTHERS, others. I mean, do something for, technology and everything like that, but people that are 99 years old deserve the blessings of that too. So if you have that intellect and things like that, do something for others. I see a student here, I think I saw over there, Stacy Scott, who was at some time, and she would help all the people like me who you have to learn, you have to do all this technology stuff, and so you have to. When you do an email, you have to push send. No. but it would take time for people that did not know. Try to do a wonderful thing every day for somebody that you can use your gift and your intellect and your talent. Okay? That's important. And so be ambassador of love and finally, spread your wings and keep in flight. I love you, my friends.
Everybody good? So was I right about the Pictionary and the word love? Truly the best. Again, we have a couple of other things we have to take care of tonight, but I don't want to let John leave without anybody out there that might have a question. So if you do have a question, fine. If you don't, we're going to go right to the next speaker. But if you want to ask John something from your heart to his heart, this is the time to do it. Anybody? Okay. Well, then we will move on.
When you or if you ever lost your focus, your faith, your life, how do you get back on track?
All right. If you have ever lost your faith, your focus, or flight, how have you ever come back? Is that right?
Yeah.
Because I realized, sure, I mean, you're human. You're gonna, if you drive long enough, you have a flat tire. You turn right on red. But your purpose, you serve. There's an old hymn that says, "A charge to keep I have to serve this present age." It's part of my responsibility. But then also, you have to know when to run out of bounds. And you have to make sure that you're properly nourished. And then more that you're nourished, you can nourish others. Nourishment may be getting away, send the heck with things. I'm just going to shopping spree or eating spree or whatever, you know what I mean? Or I'm going to go fishing or something. But you have to, you have to renew. That's why it's taking time with nature. But you cannot insult the Creator and say, to make think that you're not valuable, you're not with purpose, you're not, you know. You have to get away. I mean, every time something's not going right, you just like click it off and click it back on, it works. Those are the bases, yeah. But don't fool yourself. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a purpose. And you got to serve that purpose. You see. And I sometimes I can't, it seems like everything I'm doing is like a foul ball or a single. And I'm not clicking, so I just like, screw that. I'm going to get a bunch of boxes of prints, and I look through them, and it's like, oh man, I did this, I did that, wow. And I get by. But more games are won from bunts and singles than home runs. And so you go out there and you're trying to get the great pitch, you're going to burn yourself out. And then you're going to, then for what? You know, do what you can, while you can, the best you can, and serve.
Thank you, John.